Hi guys, this is the end of Danganronpa week, and we're the Bittersweet Gamers.
I'm the Opinionator.
And I'm We Squared.
Hope you guys have enjoyed. This is the last episode of Dangan Week because a week is 6 days, right?
Yeah, of course.
We gotta have some time off sometime. Cut us some We gotta have some time off sometime. Cut us some slack. We do want to say one thing before we get going, though. I've touched on this in the past, but I'd like to spell it out a little bit more clearly this time. We have spent, obviously, a large amount of time looking at and analyzing really small details that may seem completely unimportant and may even actually be completely unimportant, while not necessarily paying attention to what's obviously pushed right in front of our faces.
But in a game like this, that's kind of normal.
Right. I've played 5 other games that I would say were in a very similar genre to this. And those games, incidentally, are the 3-0 Escape games, plus Ever 17 and G Senjo no Mao. And in every one of those games that I mentioned, the truth has been hidden right in front of your eyes, and everything that's been presented to you as the truth, as what's actually happening, is complete and total hogwash. But throughout the games, the truth of what's going on is presented in the small details. So yeah, we are spending a large amount of time looking at those small details because that's what I've been trained to do. That's how I've been trained to look at things. And I mean, it's not really anything to brag about, but I mean, I've got a 50% track record of predicting like the main plot twist in the game. I mean, I get it wrong as often as I get it right.
That's still pretty good. Better than Yasuhiro's accuracy.
That's right. That's pretty good, right? Better than the ultimate clairvoyant. And furthermore, the bad ending in every one of those games comes from the characters not getting along and getting sucked into the situation. The good ending comes from the characters ignoring the situation and coming together. So that's why we've been approaching it the way we have.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of all that. Let's get going. What do you think? Free time?
Probably free time.
Like, after some reaction, it'll be just free time.
You know, to really make us irritated. Like, man, something horrible happened. Let's all be cheerful and hang out with each other.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Basically.
In all honesty, there's not really anything anybody wants to say.
So, he must still be in Sayaka's room, right? He'd have to be, unless they frickin' repaired his room. Oh.
Or, I guess they really did somehow clean it up.
Well, there's no reason the bathrooms would look different. Oh, but... Wait, what?
It's gone. She really is gone. Man, this is why I said I wanted to take him to the incinerator or whatever, like, ourselves.
Yeah.
It's almost like there was never anything there to begin with. Every last sign of Sayaka's existence has disappeared without a trace. It's just like he said. After the class trial, before we took the elevator back up, Monokuma told us.
Oh, I almost forgot. Since the class trial is over, I'll go ahead and dispose of all the corpses. I'm such a nice guy.
What are you gonna do?
It's okay. No need to thank me. Just seeing your delighted, smiling faces is thanks enough for me. After all, nobody wants to look at a rotting corpse every day. That can't be good for your health.
Screw off. I didn't even have time to mourn Sayaka and Junko's deaths. Thank you for mentioning Junko!
Yeah, we were kind of irritated.
I'm sure that's exactly why he did it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. To further dehumanize the situation and further encourage everybody to do this crap. It's a bad joke. A sickening dream. But I have to accept the reality of it all. I headed back to the dining hall to meet up with the others.
Jesus.
Sorry I'm late.
So,
Hey, are you okay, Makoto?
Listen to me!
You sure took your sweet time. I was just about to go get you and drag you back here.
You know, this is a situation where Ishimaru is somebody who would be very useful. He's steady.
Yeah, like
Like-
a rock, something to anchor onto.
Yeah, it may be irritating, and he may be sanctimonious, but he's there.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna as easily crack as everybody else.
Hmm.
Thinking about it like that, he may be one of the most valuable people here.
Considering that he's like the ultimate moral compass and whatnot, he's gonna be important for keeping everyone's sanity, sort of.
He may not always have the right ideas, or
Well, I mean,
ever
you know,
have the right ideas.
his heart's in the right place.
Sorry.
So, what happened? Was your room fixed up like he said? I imagine it would be pretty hard to sleep with the rotting corpse in your bathroom. Why am I talking like this?
Everybody's got to deal with it in their own way, you know?
Fair enough.
Hey, come on.
Jesus, that's fucked up, man. Why would you say something like that?
In this case, I can't blame him or call him an ass. My room was spotless. There wasn't anything left. Like the whole thing never happened.
I see.
It must be tough staying there, knowing what happened. Why don't you just stay in Sayaka's room?
Well, staying there with her scent still hanging in the air, that would hurt just as much. Plus, I've decided that I can't turn away from her death.
That's the best.
Makoto. Hey, cheer up. Getting depressed isn't gonna help anything, right? If we all work together, I'm sure we'll find a way out of here.
You got it.
So everyone just try and cheer up and get back on track.
Is that honestly supposed to make us feel better? I'm here to rain on everyone's parade.
In this case, I'm not going to criticize anybody for acting in any way except other than, like,
Callousness?
I'm not even going to criticize callousness.
Okay.
Just and other than rank hostility, which this
Okay.
is not.
Right.
I'm not going to complain about anybody's reaction here. Huh?
We were already working together, and yet someone was still murdered. Anyone could betray us at this point.
Well, you weren't working together at all, actually.
Right.
Well, maybe just a tiny bit.
I think that's why he emphasized it with the quotes.
Fair point, and he is right. I mean, I imagine most people are like, this is BS to, like, the whole situation. But
Now that it's happened once, it's a question of when, not if, the next one takes place.
grumble, grumble, grumble. Why we should have done it right in the first place.
Yeah, because Sayaka made the first move,
Of all people, you know.
right?
Well,
But if we work together against the mastermind, nobody will have any reason to do something like that.
Keep telling yourself that. I'll be over here in the real world.
You are making yourself so trustworthy. Blind optimism is not the same as working together or trying to formulate the plan against
Right.
the mastermind, or however you want to put it.
Right? Working together, fighting a common enemy, like it or not, it's not that simple.
And it's with that in my heart and the understanding of that I'm still saying we should do it.
What do you mean?
are you okay with this?
The mastermind seems to be much more powerful than we ever suspected. They took over Hope's Peak, which was supposed to be well defended, then modified it to fit their desire. They created Monokuma, which seems to be incredibly advanced, and they're providing for our every need. I still don't think this is actually in Hope's Peak.
I don't think so either.
And the cherry on top is the execution we witnessed.
Honestly.
Everything has been planned down to the last excruciating detail.
Yeah, they've each got their own execution planned out for them.
Yeah, like, I wonder...
I wonder if Makoto's is just Monokuma walks up and shoots him because he's so normal.
Yeah, probably so. Or his is the most deranged of them all.
Quite possibly.
So yeah, I wonder, did Monokuma actually have the plan in mind with the equipment in mind for everyone? Or is he just winging it based on what happens? Probably planned it.
Possibly.
This is not the work of your everyday psychopath. Defying them may be too great of a risk.
I don't like where your logic is heading, Missy.
If you're going to give up and throw away your life
You're already
anyway,
dead.
Like that's kind of like what she's saying. We can't fight back. If you give up and throw yourself away, then you might as well go out doing something good instead of doing something bad.
Right?
So
Then what are we supposed to do? Anyone who truly does want to escape will just have to follow the rules. In which case, the only option is to deceive those around you and win the game.
Mind you, this is long overdue, having an honest conversation about this.
Right?
No.
They were kind of in denial at first.
And didn't want to talk about it. I mean, we came on real strong with, address it, address all of it, address it right now.
But we're adults. I mean, for Christ's sake. These are a bunch of kids.
what?
Know what?
I can't take it.
I don't want to live if it means killing someone else to do it. I don't want to kill anyone else.
Anyone else? What do you mean?
It's because...
Leon died because we all voted for him, right? It's no different from us killing him ourselves.
That's not true.
At all.
At all.
It doesn't matter if he didn't know it or not. By killing someone else here, you are killing everyone here.
So this is self-defense.
If you get away with it, you have sentenced everyone else to death.
Right, which is of course why they didn't mention it until it had already happened.
But
So,
If we hadn't voted for him, then we all would have died instead, right? That isn't what you wanted, is it?
so it would seem.
She's right. If you heap that kind of blame on yourself, you'll turn into a full-fledged masochist.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother commenting on that. Chihiro, listen. You're not to blame. Not you. Not Leon. And not Sayaka.
That's true.
The mastermind is responsible for everything that's happened.
I like how they keep referring to him as the mastermind. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah!
That's really good.
When blathering about all that stuff in the very beginning of the game, another one to bring up is Battle Royale, which
Yeah.
was also in the same vein.
Exactly.
We had no choice but to vote. I can't even imagine what would have happened to us if we'd refused. And in the end, it was Monokuma who ultimately killed Leon.
That's also
so
true.
So don't waste your anger on yourself. Instead, direct it at the mastermind.
Did someone call?
That is, after all, the most important point of it all, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m.
Oh, wow, they really were just hanging out all day.
Yeah.
Or maybe this is after the trial.
True, could be the same day.
As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Oh, and one other thing. It was totally obvious before that you were trying to make yourselves feel better and justify what you did.
Who are you to talk about justification?
See you, don't see you, see you. That's about how much I can see you, even when you try to hide.
Huh?
Did Monokuma just say that you can hide from him? One of those, don't see you?
That's about how much I can see you, even when you try to hide? I think that is what he's saying.
Well.
Now pay attention and remember this well. The burden of judging others is a heavy one to bear.
You're
so
fired.
Be well aware of your actions.
So now he's just trying to mess with us psychologically by saying, hey, look, you got him killed, blah, 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 blah.
He's been messing with us psychologically the entire freaking time.
Exactly. I mean, the erratic behavior and like lots of seeming contradictions in his attitudes and the way that he'll talk about different topics, that's just, it helps to break people down.
Yeah.
And the sooner you break, the sooner everyone is broken, the sooner they begin behaving the way he wants them to.
Order and stability rely on the sacrifice and responsibility of everyone. Okay then, sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bedbugs bite.
One of these days, Bear.
I'll bite you with a bed bug. What was that about just now? Was he saying it's our fault what happened? That's pretty cruel, man, and completely bullshit.
When Yasuhiro calls you on your BS, then you know that there's something going on.
Fuck with me.
That piece of shit. Who does he think he is? Some kind of robot bear bomb thing? Ah!
You know, I really think that Mondo and Sakura have the right attitude about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so the day drew to a close. A tense, maddening day that saw the deaths of 3 classmates, Sayaka, Junko, and Leon. But this is just the beginning. Our despair has only just begun. Boy's Life of Despair, eh?
What the hell are you reading, Yasuhiro? It had Ishimaru and Celeste on it.
I woke up the next day to Monokuma's normal morning announcement. Not too upset to not see it, and not to get a theater. Then he called us all to the gym.
That's a good point.
Probably because it's after a trial.
Maybe.
What's he gonna do to us this time? We were practically frozen with fear, but Monokuma was determined to get us involved in his little game.
What is it, morning calisthenics?
And with that goal in mind, he began it.
Okay.
Oh
lift
my
your arms up
god.
and down.
Good call, Billy!
And of course Ishimaru is getting in on it.
even the athlete is like, I don't think so.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, incidentally, with this, we can actually get a good idea of how big Monokuma is.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is about half the size of Makoto.
Basically.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's just reflex for him.
You just go on, man. You just do it.
Now reach way up and bend way down.
You know, maybe
Now
we should
stab the guy next to you.
maybe we should actually do this though.
Tighten those muscles. Let's add a little strength, a little speed to those young bodies of yours.
Don't say it like that, please.
I mean, keep us in shape. You know, exercise is really good for you mentally as well.
Yeah. Doesn't this feel just great? Being stuck inside like this, you gotta make sure to stay healthy. You're the one keeping us stuck inside.
This is just messed up.
Don't sweat the small stuff. That's my motto. Whoa, I sounded pretty cool just now, don't you think?
No.
Did you fall in love with me? Am I just to die for? Am I just to die writhing in agony for?
Yes.
So, why did you call us here? Certainly it wasn't just to make us exercise. She's about to smash him.
Compared to all of like the really hard stroked, hard edged lines that you get when everybody else is in full fury mode, this one is just terrifying.
Just to make you exercise? Just to make you exercise?
Hey!
If exercise makes you laugh, exercise will make you cry. That's completely irrelevant to anything I've said. Now, if you keep doing these exercises, you will uncover the secret of the Assassin's Fist, Hokuto Hyakuretsuken!
Satsujinken!
Passed down from generation to generation in the Empire of Darkness. The power can be yours!
You know, I'm really just ignoring him, frankly.
That sounds like the kind of junk a middle schooler would come up with, and that's coming from me.
Hey, the only thing you're thinking about is porn, and that's because you're in high school where you begin only thinking with your flagpole, all right? Don't worry, you'll go back to the fun action stuff when you get a little older. It doesn't matter, just get to the point. Did you really call us down here just to exercise?
Of course not. You think I have that kind of free time on my hands?
Okay, so then...
I'd like to make an announcement.
Okay, here we go.
Every time you overcome a class trial here at Hope's Peak, a whole new world will open up to you.
What the heck?
A whole new world? A new fantastic point of view?
Whoa, copyright, man, copyright!
Okay!
You guys?
It'd really suck if you had to live here forever with nothing new to stimulate you. Besides, I know how you kids get these days with your ADD and ADHD. I gotta keep you motivated. Screw you, Bear. I have ADHD.
So, by opening things up when at the conclusion of a trial, that's kind of being used as motivation, but it also means that there's
more chance for murder.
Yeah, it's yet another way to encourage murder because it means that the only way to get out is to get more of the school.
Maybe that's how it is. Like, if you solve enough murder trials, then they unlock the actual school? Like the gates to leave?
Maybe. That's not entirely... Like, if it comes down to just one guy left, that might actually be the case.
Very nice.
So go ahead, look around all you want. Enjoy the brave new post-trial world till you explode!
This may be more along the veins of Zero Time Dilemma, where, too bad, you're just screwed. There's no way to interact with the rules in a way that actually provides a good outcome.
Right. Okay, well that was weird.
Well, with that, Monokuma disappeared, leaving us even more confused than when he's shown up. But, a new world.
Could it be...
Is he talking about a way to get outside?
I wonder about that.
That seems unlikely.
Piece of shit!
Well, we don't know till we look!
Hey.
Whatever he meant, it seems we'll have to search the school one more time.
And this is just another way to manipulate their behavior, even ignoring the murder aspect of it.
Right?
It's like he's controlling when they get to run around, and when they don't, and when they've got something to look at, and when they don't.
Right.
When things get stale, and when they don't.
You hear me?
Okay, then let's split up and start investigating! Also, where's Kyoko? I haven't seen her since this morning.
That is a good point.
When you're done, everyone meet back up at the dining hall and we'll share what we found. Business as usual.
She hasn't been around at all.
After the trial, yeah. You're basically a one-trick pony. You know that?
So are you, man! It's
a very big pony.
Every time, I'm sure it is a very big pony, Byakuya. Really, every time anything happens, your one trick is to rain on everyone's parade.
Got it!
More like a staple food source. Now let's get moving!
Yeah! Kiyotaka got a comeback, and it was a good one! Seeing his words as their signal, everyone scattered and left the gym. But I mean, what else are we supposed to do?
Quick, check all the balls!
Thank
we
goodness!
can't check the balls.
I note that while everyone else has gone to investigate, you're just hanging around.
What the heck?
Hey Makoto, did you see what's inside the display case? Bad. This is super bad, man. Someone stole a sword.
No, he might actually have some degree of perspective on this, considering what else was there when we saw it.
True.
I mean, in terms of how realistic it is, I don't know, but this is the first time that he's actually been serious of his own accord. What are you talking about? I didn't notice anything all that weird in there.
Sure, to the untrained eye it's nothing, but this is awful. A bad, awful, terrible trap. A bear trap! That stuff you see lined up in there? Any god could come by and use it to send a message. Okay, he's talking about psychic stuff.
I kinda don't think that's what's going to happen here.
I've been struck with knowledge. It's an ill omen of total devastation and ruin.
Let me out of here!
Okay, he could give us nothing.
Well, that's Yasuhiro for you.
I suppose so.
20%, man. You're probably wrong with this. Yeah, okay, whatever. So something I do want to mention, right? Okay, inside the display case for trophies and other items, winning championships and stuff probably came naturally to anyone going to school here. Do you suppose this actually is Hope's Peak Academy?
Maybe, but
Look,
kind of feels like they have a lot more control over what's in the rooms and what goes on in the rooms than an average school would. Like, how did they clean up the damage to the room so quickly? If it was just a regular school?
Yeah.
Like, we've made jokes that Monokuma pops up out of hatches and stuff, but what if, like, the whole construction of the place is sort of modular? Like, stuff's easy to take off and replace?
And so that would either mean that the school itself was built for that, and in such... and that would mean that out in the outside world that there's now this like criminally fortified building
Right?
that no one can do
And like
anything
spear
about.
launchers in the gym.
I mean, that doesn't make sense. But if the school was designed for this in the first place, but I still don't see
Well,
how
they could have just captured it and then remodeled it, but we just don't know enough. We don't have enough information.
I guess my main problem with it is the idea that there's a barricaded place that no one's trying to storm or something like that. You know?
Right?
I mean, hostages or not, and I walked the wrong direction. I still don't believe that it's the real school. If you've got the resources to do everything that they are doing, then you've got the resources to make a place that looks like a school.
Right.
Got it!
Makoto, look!
What? Where?
The gate blocking the stairs is gone. It would seem a path to the second floor is opened up.
Very good.
Hear me?
But it's also of utmost importance to double check the areas we already know about just in case.
I leave that to you. Stay out of our way and start poking around in the bathroom.
Without a doubt.
Aren't I so clever to think of that? I really impress myself sometimes.
I mean, actually, he is right.
You understand?
Well, I'll leave the school to you. I'm going to the bathroom.
Yo.
I went and checked the metal hatch in the main hall just to be sure, but just like I figured, it hasn't moved an inch. Shit.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he made things that easy for us.
Damn it.
Hey! Don't make that face. You look like a pussy. You want me to put some fighting spirit in you? Well, do ya?
I've got the fighting spirit, man! Back off of that crap! You did a good thing and a smart thing, so what? You want to fight? I'll lose! No thanks, I think I've got enough for now.
Well, okay. I'm gonna go look for another way out then.
That's a pretty awesome collar, man. Crazy.
Crazy diamond.
The gate that was blocking the stairs has been opened. Is this what Monokuma meant by a new world? If so, what's up there?
A jungle. No, it's a regular building.
So this is the second floor of the school. Maybe there's some kind of clue here. Yeah, I'm sure of it. There's got to be something here. The way that I'm thinking about it, there will probably be enough major new information revealed to want to encourage us to continue with his game. Not so much that we'll actually get any answers,
Right.
but just enough to pique people's interest.
Yeah.
First things first, the girls' bathroom. Aha! This is where the bathroom cleaning supplies are stored. What's here?
Oh, yeah, like mop, bleach, that sort of thing, I suppose.
Well, I don't see anything useful in here,
But
but
it's good to keep in mind.
just haven't thought of things quite as creatively, though, I mean, I guess, forcing somebody to guzzle bleach might be a little obvious later on.
Probably, yeah.
I love how Hope's Peak has very few classrooms. The baby is sleeping. Please be quiet. Okay, so that
okay.
means that what's on the chalkboard has been here the whole time, so Monokuma wrote it.
Or, yeah. This sort of stuff does seem kind of fitting for how he acts,
I mean, they're just little gags, but it's worth thinking about.
right?
All right, what do you got, Sakura?
I see.
This must be what he meant by a new world.
A world that looks exactly the same as the old world so far.
I should probably take a really close look around.
Thank you for thinking.
You can always rely on the muscle-bound martial artist to use her head.
I like that. Now for the next uninteresting classroom. Reality isn't everything, and that is, what, a man-bear pig?
No, that's a bear. That's a realistic-looking bear with the Monokuma motif. His nose isn't quite round enough to be a pig.
What are we doing?
So we looked at a camera, and Makoto did bring up an interesting point. What about blocking them? It just says destruction of surveillance cameras.
Yeah, the regulation itself says destruction of surveillance cameras. So could we block one?
That wouldn't make us look suspicious to Monokuma, and it would impede his ability to judge. Wouldn't it? Because he might not necessarily know who done it.
Yeah, but it's like there's not a regulation against it.
That's true.
I mean, there's only so much you can hide like that.
Right.
But the idea of blocking a camera and it not being strictly against the regulations is there.
Yeah.
And that's important.
Well, we're either going to the pool or a seafood buffet.
Oh, I hope it's a seafood buffet.
Maybe both.
No, it's not the swimming pool.
Just a second.
Why is there a minigun?
Pointed at the girls' bathroom.
Oh, Makoto, hey, guess what? Guess what? I found a pool. There's a pool here. A pool. You don't have to keep repeating it. You're a swimmer. I got it.
Oh, there's a gun right there.
And there's a ton of exercise equipment in the locker room. Sakura's gonna go nuts when she finds out. It's nice to see that somebody can still be simple and happy enough.
Yeah.
But
It's their passion.
It's also hard to not sort of think of her as a little silly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Well, she's like the heart of the group, kind of.
Maybe the most normal.
Yeah.
Well, Asahina seems way more excited than usual.
Okay.
The locker rooms connect to a pool. It looks super nice and big and fantastic to swim in. Oh, I'm beyond excited right now. This is the only thing that matters to me. I'm getting kind of mad thinking about diving in right now. Why are you getting mad?
Because she wants to swim instead of investigate.
Yep, that's it. Hey, Chihiro, have you checked out the pool yet? No. I don't like wearing swimsuits because I'm really small.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do seem like the type who might not be into that thing. But still, it sounds like the locker rooms here have all the exercise equipment you could ask for. Maybe I'll give it a try. I'd kind of like to get a little stronger.
I'm sick of getting winded, lifting up my mouth.
Now, it's not that bad.
I know.
But it does sort of seem like if Sakura were to take a deep breath and then blow at her, then
Yeah.
she'd kind of fly across the room. So you want to get stronger. I have to say, that's kind of unexpected. But I'm not even brave enough to step foot into the locker room.
Because there's a minigun mounted on the ceiling pointing at it!
I think that is a fair reaction! It's not that I don't want to go in the locker room, it's just there's a minigun! I don't get it. Why would you be afraid of a minigun?
I think it's more she doesn't want to compare herself to the other girls.
I mean,
she's tiny and...
I mean, that's a pretty shallow thing to say, but, I mean, it's a trope of the genre we're in.
Yeah. Could someone please address the minigun?
We'll get to the minigun in a minute.
I know, but I find it weird that none of them have.
I'm sure Celeste won't let us down. Well, the second floor has opened up, the living area has grown, and a number of facilities are now available. Whatever else is going on, I must admit things have been made much more comfortable for us.
Do you understand?
If things continue like this, the occasional class trial may not be so bad.
Jesus Christ. She let us down, Damon.
She did let us down,
We'll
yes.
have to do the minigun last.
All right. Is that a real gun? Well, it's not like we're at war here. Why would there need to be a minigun pointing at the girls' changing room?
In case a boy tries to sneak in. Monokuma is very, very strict about keeping the boys and the girls separate at the changing room.
But not in the dorms. Okay, so it's a card reader. The locker room. This is the girls' locker room.
This is fine.
A true gentleman will respect our space, yes.
I agree.
And can't even go into the boys' locker room, huh? Oh, I guess you need your handbook to get into the locker rooms.
Of course.
Really, really.
Ah!
If you want to unlock the locker room,
Ah!
you'll have to swipe your personal e-handbook across the card reader next to the door. However, to ensure maximum security within each locker room...
The e-handbooks of Junko and Sayaka have been picked up.
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise somebody could take one of the e-handbooks and use it to get into
Yeah.
to this locker room and any other facilities.
That's right.
This is surely going to come up.
Mm-hmm. Only a boy's handbook can open the boys' locker room, and the same goes for the girls. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. I mean, Monokuma.
That's a little different. But what if someone opens the door and then someone else sneaks in?
That's what the minigun is for. Anyone who commits such indecency will be punished without mercy for their scandalous sexual depravity.
Yeah, that's what the minigun is for.
Yeah, exactly. See, there's a Gatling gun mounted on the ceiling, right? And it'll all be dugga 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 dugga.
How'd that go again?
Dugga 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 dugga.
I bet it really hurt to be shot by that thing.
I disagree. You won't feel a thing.
I think it'd be a little worse than that. But what happens if someone loans their handbook to someone else?
Well, if they're dumb enough for that.
A boy could borrow a girl's handbook, and that would get them into the girl's locker room, would it not?
That never even occurred to me! To think someone could be so low, so cowardly, so devilish. Okay, then how's this sound?
This is extremely important.
Yes.
I got it!
Time for a new rule. As of this moment, loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited.
Darn it!
Yep.
Without making any jokes. Wait, loaning. Loaning, he says, loaning.
Yes.
I mean, we don't know if the handbook is actually going to be important to access anything, like having additional handbooks. Yeah,
Right,
beyond
right.
this. But what if, say, someone were to die, then in the course of investigation, someone just takes that e-handbook, sticks it in a place where it can't be found, keeps it on their person, whatever.
Right.
That's still not against the rules.
Yeah.
That's not loaning. That
Correct.
was stealing.
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Then if the person has it, it's not going to get cleaned up.
That's right.
This is also specifically come up in another one of these games that I've mentioned.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
this was one of the ones I've played. I haven't played as many as he has, but... There! So now nobody can give their handbook to anyone else, right?
Give and loan, but it can still be stolen, which is still explicitly not against the rules.
It's also important that only these people are here when he said it, which means the other ones might not know about the rule.
Hadn't thought about that yet. Okay, so Chihiro, Aoi, and Celeste. Got it.
You like that? I'm kind of a genius, right? It's because my brain is 100% cotton.
Now, when you were talking about your stuffing before, are you saying that in your brain is...
Don't think too much about it.
Okay, I won't. I don't really want to anyway.
Flagpole.
I do not imagine anyone would have lent their handbook out in the first place. After all, they would likely be held responsible for anything that person might do using the handbook. This is called extremely basic foreshadowing. But you know, you seem awfully concerned with all this locker room security stuff. Hey, could it be...
Asahina, are you okay?
Could it be, Celeste, that you're actually a suspicious person?
Of course!
It's because all you teenagers are sex-crazed maniacs. You're at that age you try humping a plastic bottle. So to keep anything unseemly from happening, I have to maintain a rigorous watch. I had to say rigorous.
I can't help but mention the headline of a recent article that I heard about. Teenager admits to having sex with dog again.
Oh, yes, that one.
So, you know, there's something to be said for this.
But we're not going to say it.
Then in that case, I would ask that you keep the same close eye on our dorms. If some man and some woman decided to share a room, there would be nothing to stop them.
All I care about is protecting the holy image of the school itself.
Yes.
I don't care what happens in your private dorms. By force or by cunning, do whatever you want.
Just the worst.
I hate you so much.
After all, I've got cameras in your rooms. Okay, so now the new regulation's in place. See ya.
Man, that stupid bear totally ruined my mood. Maybe I'll go take a dip to cheer myself up.
You got it.
Celeste, Chihiro, you want to come with me?
As for me,
There is nothing I hate more than getting water on my face. It's all the makeup.
My 2-inch thick layer of foundation will melt.
It's extremely expensive, you know.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, since I'm phobic of locker rooms, I'll pass this time. How come? When you're in a funk, there's nothing better than a good swim to pull you out of it.
Celeste's like, I don't know how to swim.
I'm pretty sure that only applies to you. How fascinating. So does this mean... Hey, it hasn't yet been added in the book.
Yeah.
Okay, we do have this one with minimal restrictions. So that's another type of rule that is kind of vague. And of course, there's always Regulation 10, which is additional regulations can be added.
Yeah.
It feels like it.
Maybe it won't be officially updated until we talk to everyone. But
Yeah?
I don't think he overlooked that.
No, neither do I.
Yeah.
But that could be something that's accidentally punitive to the others on
True.
purpose.
Yeah, yeah.
Because only 4 people know that regulation, and it's still not in the book.
That's true. That's true.
See, I'm not saying it's not an actual regulation. I'm saying that is
But
something...
it hasn't been updated so that they won't know about it if they happen to glance at their book.
Because he can put it in the book whenever he feels like it, but there's enough people there and lying is kind of like against the rules.
Yeah,
Sort of.
A little bit. Well, they say that Monokuma doesn't lie, just admits truth, so we have to take what he says very literally.
That's the only way you can ever really take these things.
Right.
So yes, you're exactly that. Okay, this actually looks important, right? Okay, the shelf is packed tight with books, but looking at it, the whole thing is incredibly dusty. It looks like this library's been neglected for a pretty long time.
Right.
As nice as the school itself is, whoever's in charge of upkeep has been pretty lazy.
That does seem really weird.
You know, another completely wacko way this thing could go that we haven't considered at all.
Right.
When were we abducted?
When we went in the front gate? The front doors?
Sure. So, let's just call that year 20XDX.
Okay.
When is it now? And how do you know?
I suppose there isn't any way to know. Are you suggesting there may have been some sort of cryogenically freezing or something along those lines?
Something like that. Is the time we're in actually important, or is it not?
We've been abducted by aliens who want to understand human psychology.
Well, it's just like this book seemed to indicate that some time has passed, right?
Right.
And that's really all I'm pointing out.
So if this is Hope's Academy, then that means that no one's been here for a long time before us. But if this was completely constructed on its own, then that would also mean that no one had been here for a long time before us, you know?
A laptop.
On a loan desk.
Well, yeah, it's a library.
Oh, yeah.
So this is probably the computer library? That's how they... the library computer?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's kind of important! Okay, looks like a laptop. Looks pretty old, and like everything else here, it's all covered in dust.
It's broken. I tried pushing the power button earlier, but nothing happened.
It's broken, huh? Too bad. I was hoping I could use it to go online and see what's going on in the outside world, but really, why would I have any presumption that that would work?
Well, I doubt it's broken. It's probably just out of power. How long's it been sitting here?
Yeah, that's what they've said,
All
right?
she said was she tried to press the power button.
Yeah, and there's an outlet over there in the library, so, you know, if you could charge
If we had a cord.
Yeah, I mean, if you had the cord, you could charge the
Chihiro!
But
You're the computer buff!
Hey, that could be important, but also, why would he be able to get online? Why would Monokuma provide a freaking Wi-Fi connection or whatever, right? Of course not!
You've accessed the Mononet!
Well, if it's broken, I can't do anything about it, even though we're suspicious.
Well, we're suspicious of everything, as we should be.
The shelf is covered in dust, but on the shelf is a letter. What's this? Hope's Peak Academy.
Interesting, no one else has opened it. It was buried under a thick layer of dust. It must have been sitting there for quite a while. Well, shall we see what's inside? You're the protagonist, after all.
Well, it's the two of us, right? So let's take care of this note. But we shouldn't read other people's mail without their permission!
Really?
Is that right?
What we shouldn't do is leave this here without finding out what's inside.
Yes! Okay, I wanted to be like Ishimaru for a while. So I broke the seal in the dusty envelope, which even though she found, she was still waiting for me to open the seal. But, of the people here, Kyoko clearly respects Makoto.
Yeah.
After that trial, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's because she's from the future. Okay, I'll stop about that, but...
Okay, so I pulled out the single sheet of paper I found inside, unfolded it, read what was written there. From the Hope's Peak Academy Executive Office. Throughout the years, we have been committed to shaping the youth who will one day shape the world. We have a long, proud history as an institution of higher learning with full governmental support. Our graduates enter society ready to take on active leadership roles in every major job field.
Like clairvoyancy.
However, Hope's Peak Academy must now lower the curtain on its glorious history for the time being.
Okay.
Note that the envelope is yellowed. So
was under the dust.
So maybe what we were just talking about is the case.
Huh.
That a large amount of time has passed. In fact, it's possible that the whole Kyoko from the future, which, I mean, I laughed
Maybe
a whole
she's
lot
from the present.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And that it's everyone else who's from the past.
Huh.
That may not be the case, but I
Right.
feel like this letter is also beginning to, like, this line is implying that it's the having taken over the school because Monokuma. But anyway, stuff to keep in mind. This decision was not an easy one to make, but serious issues beyond our control have made it necessary. But, make no mistake, this is not the end for Hope's Peak Academy. We intend to reopen our doors as soon as the issues forcing our closure have been resolved.
Uh-huh.
In other words, the issues forcing their closure have not been resolved.
And that's what we're going to do in order to get out.
Hey!
That's why we're here. But we don't know what those issues are or anything like that.
Hey! That being said, this is the end for now. And I would like to personally and sincerely thank everyone for your help and support over the years. For now, we're awaiting official governmental authorization to formally cease operations. That whole governmental funding and control of the school that they keep mentioning over and over, the idea of a public university isn't unusual at all.
Right?
And this is just a high school. Like, rather, you would be surprised at a school being private. That's the exception, not public.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? So the fact that they keep mentioning the governmental part, that's one of the reasons we were thinking this whole thing is, kind of like Battle Royale connected to the government.
Yeah. It might still be.
Well, I mean, this just seems to kind of be a little more,
Reinforces that?
Yes.
Yeah.
What does this even mean?
The contents of this letter are quite interesting indeed.
Have any thoughts to share?
No. Not to share. It would seem Hope's Peak Academy has stopped functioning as a school. And judging by the amount of dust the letter had collected, it doesn't seem to have happened recently. If I had to guess, I'd say this letter could be at least a year old.
A year is still enough time passing.
Yeah.
So, you're saying Hope's Peak closed down at least a year ago?
Most likely, the mastermind took over the abandoned school in order to put on this little performance.
But that would mean it was closed when I got here just a few days ago.
Uh-huh, a few days ago.
But I didn't get that sense at all. Plus, if the school had shut down, don't you think it would have been in all the newspapers and stuff? I mean, no comment, what were we just talking about?
Right.
I mean, you're saying it could have happened over a year ago, right? But before I got here, I looked stuff up online about the school and never saw anything about this.
So, in other words...
That must have all been part of the mastermind's plan. They lured us all in here.
So, could it also be that a horrible disaster really did happen? I mean, I was extremely dismissive of it before, but...
Maybe? I mean, we don't know. Someone who could create a place to judge and execute people could potentially be capable of anything. Of course, that's all assuming that this letter is real.
However,
it is here, after all. It has been explicitly provided to us. Even if the letter is real, like, it was provided to us at this time for a reason by the mastermind.
Right. If it is real, though, that does solve one mystery surrounding the school. The reason there are no other students here could be because the school had already closed down.
Right.
That would be a nice, simple solution, it's true.
But then what about the other part? This decision was not an easy one to make, but serious issues beyond our control have made it necessary.
Rita Repulsa has escaped! Alpha, give me 5 teenagers with attitude!
If you talk again, I'll kill you. We intend to reopen our doors as soon as the issues forcing our closure have been resolved. What do they mean by serious issues? That's apparently why the school had to close. Is there any connection between that and what's happening to us now? I mean, 100% there is!
Yeah?
But what the details are,
Now,
If the two events are in fact connected, uncovering that connection would be a useful clue on top of figuring out the mastermind's motive.
Oh my god, thank you so much! Thank you, Kyoko! Can I just spend all my time with you now?
Although I can't really say any more until we find more details.
You're the only person here who really understands!
So in other words, only the mastermind knows the truth right now.
The mastermind's motive. If we can figure out why they would want to imprison us all here, will that be enough to get us out of here?
Can't hurt!
Or... Anyway, now I have a pretty good idea what's on the second floor. But I didn't see anything that might lead to any kind of exit or anything. I mean, you weren't going to!
Right?
This is all controlled release of information. Monokuma wants us to know this and to think about this. All I can do now is hope someone else found something worthwhile. Fortunately, in this game, other people do find information and don't share it right away, just like me! Okay, dining hall time.
Time for debriefing.
Listen to me!
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how'd it go? Did anyone discover any interesting new anything?
No, we found nothing at all. There's a blocked off window in the bathroom, that's it.
Yes, indeed.
There's a library!
And a pool! A freaking pool! And locker rooms filled with exercise equipment! This is a new murder weapon.
Yeah, like a
15-pound dumbbell.
Well,
There was not, however, anything resembling an escape route.
Yeah, she's right. Okay, this is a non sequitur. There is nothing that made this make sense in terms of timing. The only thing forbidden in the regulations was damaging the surveillance cameras.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not a surveillance camera, does that mean we can damage it?
I guess so.
Until he tells us we can't.
I suppose so, yeah.
Anyway.
I see!
Well, hey, there's no reason to get all sulky. Wait till you hear about my amazing discovery.
Oh, good. I wonder what it's going to be. Would you like to instruct us all in calisthenics first?
Quiet down and listen!
The warehouse and bathhouse on the first floor of the dorms are now open.
We did try to go look, and it wouldn't let us.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear this.
You hear me?
And the warehouse is chock full of food, clothes, whatever you want. There's so much, it's insane. Sale Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Buy now, buy now.
If there has been a disaster, it's not like the apocalypse or something, because they've been able to provide all this stuff, and I really do want to take a look at that warehouse.
Uh-huh. So go ahead and stuff yourself to the gills, whatever you feel like. Ha ha ha.
I don't want to all end up looking like Hifumi, thanks.
are you okay with this?
Keep in mind, of course, that going out at nighttime is still prohibited. Please do not forget.
Yo.
Okay. What about a fucking way out of here? You find anything like that? Oh, well,
What?
there wasn't anything in the warehouse we could use to get our asses out of here? Nothing?
Why would
A
there
fire
be?
escape or something?
I mean, that's just empty hope.
Unfortunately, no. Not that I saw. He looks so depressed.
Hey, come on.
You fucking people.
You know, I still think it's interesting that the only person really harping on the rule about nighttime is the person who proposed it in the first place. I mean, I don't think we don't need to talk about how she's kind of untrustworthy.
Yeah.
But it's like a rule like that really is a benefit to someone who intends to break it.
Yeah, because if no one's supposed to be out of their rooms at night, how's anyone going to know?
Exactly. I mean, even though I think it's actually basically a good idea,
It's like she wants them all in her room so she can sneak around at night.
but yeah, and it's like even though I think it's a good idea, I've even proposed Makoto running around doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So, anyway.
What?
Who gives a shit if we have a goddamn pool now? Or a warehouse, or whatever the fuck.
Bless you, Mondo. Thank you so much.
Stop fucking around.
We're still trapped in this piece of shit school. We need to find a goddamn way out.
Thank you. Okay, you, me, Kyoko, Sakura, anybody else who wants to join is fine. The four of us, we're gonna deal with this, okay? Now, there's no point in taking your anger out on us.
Point? Are you making fun of my hair?
Adaptation is the key, yes? For now, we must each find a way to enjoy our current situation.
That is true. You gotta keep your psychological health up.
Yeah,
Whatever you say, you fucking loon.
To a degree, I guess so. I mean, without it, you really will go crazy. But it's like now would not be the time to say, suddenly decide you want to read the complete works of Pliny the Elder.
Right? For now, let's just continue our investigation and let everyone know if you should discover something. I'm going to go cry in the corner now.
He's kind of like a sad puppy, isn't he?
Yeah.
So then,
It's the eyebrows.
Yes, you're right!
They're so expressive on him. So, are we done for today?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Class dismissed.
The air seemed to suddenly grow heavy again. I suppose at like the bottom of everybody's heart, they were still hoping that maybe...
Mm-hmm.
What was that look on your face?
Damon, look at Hifumi.
Oh, wow! Now, I understand that Hifumi is blocking Yasuhiro, but that is totally...
It's just the perfect angle!
That is totally the hairstyle that Hifumi needs to have. Much better than the chestnut.
Okay.
Was this the mastermind's plan? To give us hope? Just to turn around and betray that hope?
Yeah, despair.
What? That's why you shouldn't have taken the hope to begin with.
Right? I'm totally not going to kill anyone.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m.
These dang rituals? It's
Right?
kind of unnerving.
As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
No added snark, either. I mean, they're...
There was only the one time he added something.
Right, but... We all promise not to leave our rooms during nighttime. There's not much else to do. I guess I'll just go to bed.
No, we should explore during nighttime.
Oh, joy! Okay, so every one of these theaters, something new is added, right?
Right.
And it seems
A
to
new
stay, like a new prop, and the prop seems to stay there so far, right? I mean, I can't remember the content of all of them, but we've got a globe, a car, a scissors, and like whatever that is.
Yeah, right?
I might go back and look at these.
Mr. Monokuma, do you have a second? I don't really like myself. I don't have any kind of skill or hobby I can say I'm super good at. And my grades are totally average too. My reflexes are okay. Not great, not awful.
Are you talking to Makoto
Yes, of course
specifically
he is.
here?
I could get into a decent college where I'd make a few friends, maybe even find a normal girlfriend. Which is exactly why I don't like who I am.
Now, what is the meaning of Monokuma saying this? All right!
Flood warning on my phone.
Why is it that we're just constantly exposed to natural disasters like...
While playing Danganronpa.
Yeah! Like floods, Amber Alerts, and cats bringing in dead rats.
I just don't understand. I understand that now. My life is just one giant copy-paste.
I mean, he's talking about the uniqueness of everybody, like all the ultimates, and it's like this is probably relevant in some way to why everybody is here and whatever his plan is.
Right. I don't have any imagination. I'm a perfectly average cardboard cutout. That must be a roll of construction paper.
Right, Mr. Monokuma?
Okay, yeah.
Good morning, everyone! It is now 7 a.m., and nighttime is officially over. Time to rise and shine! Get ready to greet another beautiful day!
I'm just completely tuning him out.
Oh, that's right.
It's like, other than when he's saying something like this,
Right?
I just everything he says is just like messing with you, and the best way to not be messed with is to just pay no heed.
let you know that your e-handbooks have been updated.
Here it is.
Okay.
New regulations have been added, so please take a look and enjoy your school life more than ever before.
But again, there was still time in which somebody may have done something before that regulation was updated.
Right.
There has to be some kind of meaning in between a certain amount of people finding about the regulation and it being added in the book.
Yeah, but...
He must be referring to yesterday. Loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited.
But of the 3 people there,
Well,
they were...
4.
I'm not counting Makoto, because we
Fair,
know
okay.
Makoto's not going to murder anyone.
I hope.
I hope, geez, yeah.
Sometimes these plot twists are kind of like that, actually.
I suppose so, but they were all female, which means it would have had to have been Leon's handbook that had to have been used if they were going to use it for something like that in the short period of time they had it available.
Well, okay, no, what I'm talking about, Leon's handbook is already gone.
Maybe?
Well, why wouldn't it have been? It's like, I'm assuming they cleaned up the handbooks when everybody...
Probably.
Okay, but like, say, last night, what if...
Oh, yeah,
What if somebody went and killed somebody and came up with something with the notebook?
I see, okay.
Well, right now, I need to hurry up and head to breakfast and hope that we get free time before absolutely everything goes to shit.
Man, if we keep showing up late, people are going to get suspicious.
They already were assuming we killed her the whole time last time.
That's true.
And I don't think that's going to be the first time that we're going to be... Morning, Makoto! Good morning. Is everyone here already?
Yo, yo.
Nope, still waiting on Byakuya and Taka.
Byakuya is no surprise, but it's strange Kiyotaka is not here yet.
Yeah.
Knowing Kiyotaka, I imagine he's trying to get the king of tardiness up and out of bed.
Byakuya does look like the king of low blood pressure.
Right, which is another big trope. Like,
Yeah.
low blood pressure means you don't wake up.
I'm sure they'll be here soon enough. Just be patient.
Let's see.
I don't mind waiting for them, but there is one problem. Which is... I am thirsty.
Then get a drink.
You don't suppose that it's already too late, do you?
What do you mean?
We're waiting on 2 people.
No. No way.
Come on.
How the hell is that a problem?
Hifumi, would you make me some tea?
Huh?
Milk tea, if you please.
Well,
Why me?
let's see.
Your roundish figure reminds me of the owner of the coffee shop I used to frequent. That's your reason?
Ah!
I can feel my throat drying out. Quickly, please get to it, little man.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I like how he
That was
just...
weird. It's an attractive woman talking to the ultimate pervert.
But don't you think it's interesting when we talked to him about the trash duty that he was like, well, I figured nobody else was going to do it, so I volunteered to.
Yeah.
And then he's basically asked to, and he's like, well, I mean, okay. It's interesting. It's interesting. Well, apparently unable to kitchen.
How'd that go again? Thank you for waiting.
Hifumi reappeared with tray in hand, the gentle aroma growing stronger as he approached. Finally.
You could have made some for the rest of us, you know.
There's no way to
I emphatically decline. You're not my type at all.
Has to be the right sort of person.
Well, Gothic Lolita does seem like his cup of tea.
I'm weak to the bread roll hair.
It's all about the law of causality. Basic instinct. Act and react. I'd throttle you, but your neck is just so huge.
Well then, if you don't mind. A small smile played across her lips as she held the teacup delicately. in
She's
her
going to
hand.
fucking hate it and spit it out.
Oh.
Wait. She cocked her head to the side and threw the cup as hard as she could at the wall.
What? What the? Blah, 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 blah. Hey, what are you doing, my little white rabbit?
I hate this kind of tea.
I don't understand. You're the one that asked for it?
Imagine we're at a coffee shop, just any normal, everyday cafe. I sit down and I order some tea. Then they ask me, would you like lemon or milk? Now further imagine that I replied, yes, I would like milk tea, please. In this case, along with my tea, they may bring me a small container of milk. Yes?
I don't see where she's going, except for being a huge bitch.
Surely it's not that, though. Well, just consider the music that's playing is
That's
kind
true.
of tense, and she's
Okay.
going a little berserk.
Okay.
Like, this isn't just... I think if this was just a simple
She's
gag,
just making a point.
she wouldn't have gone on so
That's
long.
fair, that's fair.
But this is not for me. I am among those who prefer the milk to be part of the process from the outset. The fragrance is just so overwhelmingly sweet that way. Adding milk or lemon right before you drink is like dousing your fries in ketchup, mere condiments. Whenever looking for a cafe, I first review their menu to see if it offers the proper style of milk tea. And I cannot acknowledge any milk tea that does not add the milk during the brewing process.
Huh?
If I had to describe our shared reaction to what we just heard, I'd have to go with wide-eyed bewilderment.
Yeah. I went to all the trouble to make you that tea, and you wanted me to go even farther?
Yes, I realize it can be a bit of a hassle.
And now we're down to teacup.
Even in cafes that offer proper milk tea, it is always more expensive than simple tea with milk. It takes more time to prepare, surely, but why even bother creating a menu if you are not going to offer the highest level of quality?
Well, we don't actually have a menu. I am so confused right now.
I mean, he was just asked to go get something.
Yeah.
With no details and...
Yeah.
Little
Whoa!
bitch.
That does not matter! Hurry up and bring me what I asked for, swine!
Or maybe she's just starting to crack. What?
Of all people, I would not have expected Celeste to
Right?
be the first to crack like this. I mean,
Yeah. Over such a trivial thing, so to speak? In grand scheme of things.
yeah. I mean, really, I guess she's the third person to crack.
I suppose so. Okay, your little piggy will bring it out right now. Hoink, hoink.
I do so love coercion.
So she is just being a bitch.
You were like a totally different person just now.
Yeah, shit, you really went psycho there.
I knew there was more to her when I first met her. I'd hate to have her as an enemy, which is
Queen of
undoubtedly...
liars.
Yeah.
Poker face,
Seriously, man, she's one scary chick. The dining hall doors flew open, god dang it, and one of the late arrivals came storming in. But...
Bad news, everyone. There is a mystery afoot. Huh? What happened? It would seem Byakuya... It would seem Byakuya refuses to leave his room.
Really?
I stood there pressing his doorbell over and over, but he never showed him. Really?
Byakuya?
What? We're totally wrong on who would have been killed first.
I would have... Maybe it's because Byakuya is like the... Well, we still don't know what happened, but...
I know, but this
But
seems
isn't
really
it-
suspicious.
Yeah, I understand that, But isn't it weird that Byakuya is normally an extremely popular archetype? Isn't it interesting that it's like the really popular archetypes are the first to go?
Yeah.
I mean, are we going to be left with Yasuhiro and Hifumi at the end of the game?
Oh God, the two most useless.
What? I actually have grown to really like Hifumi, but...
Well, I like Hifumi too, but his use is still questionable.
Also, that would mean that getting this before free time means free time must be kind of rare. If this happened, we'll see what happens.
Maybe.
Maybe he just, and I too believe that this is possible,
Yeah.
wasn't there.
Maybe he's in the toilet or something. I'd like to think so, but I'm worried something might have happened to him.
See, this even worked on us. I mean, you and me,
Yeah.
Billy, because as soon as somebody was late for more than a few minutes, we were like, oh God!
Yeah.
What he meant by that, he didn't have to say anything else. Everyone understood exactly what that might mean. It might be a good idea if we all split up and go look for it.
I was just about to suggest the same
To
thing.
be fair, Byakuya has always been the type to go off by himself, and
That is
clearly
true.
has nothing but disdain for
Yeah, he
a lot of the
doesn't
rules.
really give a crap about the rest of us or
Or
following
any-
our rules.
Yeah.
What's your problem?
Stop trying to one-up everyone.
What is your problem? Okay, then I'll go check his room one more time. I'm just gonna keep on hammering
That's what I
that
thought she
button
would do.
till I get a response. Well, it's good that somebody's going to do that.
Mhm.
And
Just in case he's a really deep sleeper.
and she's not gonna be good for anything else. So it's like
Unfortunately.
this is the talent that she has.
Uh-huh.
Well then.
Very well, then the rest of us can go check the rest of the building. Yeah, before it's, too late. Well, now hold on. It's either already too late, or he's alive and you're all gonna find him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's like just
Because everyone else is accounted for.
But just not being, like, not showing up. The mere act of not showing up is enough to make everyone be so concerned.
And with Celeste's outbreak, now she's gonna be the most suspicious one. Because something like that would be enough, I think, to make her crack a little bit. Like she just killed Byakuya and that's why she slipped.
That's possible. That's
Maybe.
possible.
Maybe.
Anyway, we have to just do our best to find Byakuya. So where could he have gone? Maybe he went to go check out the second floor of the school again.
And who's still here?
Well. I suppose we'll go look for him next time. Whether we find him in one piece or not, we'll have to wait until then.